I told you to sit on it, Tonto. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you with a video showcasing not one, but two Friday the 13th LaserDiscs. It's interesting because way back when, I don't know, sometime in the 90s, this first LaserDisc I bought brand new, probably, I think I ordered it from Suncoast. And then years and years and years later, I'd end up finding one previously viewed at Half Price Books, and I just recently found that new one that I bought in the 90s, and I just had a look at them and compared them, and I realized, oh my God, these are two separate releases of the same movie. Coming at you to showcase basically these. These are, so I can hold them up easier. They are the empty sleeves, so I can hold them up easier because I'm only so strong after all. You probably can't hear me very well with my mouth covered, but these are the covers for the two different Friday the 13th LaserDiscs I own. So we're going to take a quick look at each one of them and see what the differences are. So first off the bat, I'm going to show you the back and the copyright year for this LaserDisc that I got previously viewed from Half Price Books. As you can see here, we've got copyright 1981, Paramount Pictures Corporation, all rights reserved, manufactured by Disco Vision Associates. So this is probably the very first LaserDisc release of Friday the 13th. Taking a closer look at the front cover, we see, obviously being a previously viewed LaserDisc, a rather rat-tattered front cover. I don't think the cover is any different than the LaserDisc that would end up coming out a year later in 1982. Looking at the back of the other LaserDisc that I got, we can see here it says copyright 1982, Paramount Pictures Corporation, all rights reserved, manufactured by Pioneer Video Corporation this time. Disco Vision, I don't know, maybe it went under by 1982. Taking a closer look at the front cover of the LaserDisc from 1982, one thing that is noticeable when I compare these two covers is that the poster art image that's featured on the first LaserDisc release from 1981 seems a little bit darker. Looking at the release from 1982, it's brightened up a little bit. And looking at them, going back and forth from each one, I'm not exactly sure which one I like more. The 1982 one seems to be kind of washed out. It's hard to say if, I don't imagine this was ever in the sun, I got it brand new unless they stored it, in the sun, and whenever, whoever was storing it before I got it brand new. But it's hard to say if the cover for the one from 82 has been faded or if it just came off the press like this. But, comparing it to the cover from the LaserDisc from 81, I actually probably like the cover from 81 more. It's more, it's not as washed out looking. It's more dark and got more contrast. Obviously, yeah, looking at them both, I'd say I like that one more. It's hard to say if, as I said, this 1982 LaserDisc cover is just faded or if that's how it came off the press. Taking a closer look at the back of the 1981 LaserDisc, we've got, you'll notice there's no barcode here at all. I think pretty much everything is the same except for the top corner. Looking at the LaserDisc from 82, you'll see on the top corner under the LV1395 there's a barcode. If you look at the LaserDisc from 1981, there's no barcode at all. One can assume maybe they had a sticker for the barcode on the shrink wrap on the outside or something like that. Who the hell knows what they did for the barcode in 1981, unless the barcode wasn't invented until 82. I don't know the history of the barcode, but looking at both of them, we've got the same thing going on here, where it seems like the images that are, the still images printed on the back of the 1981 LaserDisc are a little more dark than the images that are on the back of the 1982 LaserDisc. Looking at that guy holding his stomach after having been stabbed, it's just a little darker on the 81 LaserDisc. Comparing the backs of both of these LaserDiscs, it does make me wonder if the front cover of the 1982 LaserDisc that I have is in fact sun faded or something like that, because on the back they're more, if you look at the Friday the 13th logo, it's kind of comparable, but maybe the 81 one is still a little darker than the 82 to one. But I think the barcode is the only thing, you know, that's different other than the copyright year and the images being slightly darker on the 1981 release. Terror and suspense abound in this 24-hour nightmare of blood. Camp Crystal Lake has been shuttered for over 20 years due to several vicious and unsolved murders. The camp's new owner and 7 young counselors are readying the property for reopening despite warnings of a death curse by local residents. The curse proves true on Friday the 13th, as one by one, each of the counselors is stalked by a violent killer. This film is widely acclaimed for its horrifying and creative murder sequences. Taking a look at the actual disc label from the 1981 LaserDisc release of Friday the 13th, we can see the classic early 80s, I guess it's kind of early to mid 80s, Paramount Home Video logo on top there, and then you know, extended play, CLV number 1 indicating side 1, Friday the 13th, copyright 1980, Georgetown Productions Incorporated. Now if you look at the LaserDisc label for the release from 1982, we see the Paramount logo on top, but no classic Paramount Home Video logo that was featured on the previous disc from 1981. Part of me thinks that actually this disc and the disc label from this 82 copyrighted one is probably from, you know, much further into the 80s, because I think if this one really was from 82, I think it would still have that Paramount Home Video logo thing with the kind of the Paramount signature thing. So it's very possible that this disc and the label were manufactured maybe, you know, mid to late 80s when they were done using that kind of signature Paramount logo. I don't know when they stopped using that. I would imagine mid to late 80s. So it's possible that this actual disc and label for this LaserDisc that has the sleeve from copyright 1982 was manufactured after 1982. I think it's fairly common for them to use older sleeves and newer discs or even tapes in the case of VHS releases. Another funny thing to note is that this label actually says stereo. This movie, of course, was not originally made or released in stereo. One can now experience the movie in stereo on Blu-ray, but at the time of this LaserDisc's production and release, this was still a mono movie, so it's really kind of interesting that they screwed up and put stereo on here. And for an added bonus here, I'm actually going to show you what the LaserDisc looked like at the beginning. This is the LaserDisc from 1981. We can see it starts off with the copyright information. Incidentally, this LaserDisc has a little bit of rot going on, and maybe you can make out, maybe not, but we've got the classic early 80s Paramount copyright information. Then comes the, as we can see here, LaserVision logo. You can see the rot there in the white part of the LaserVision logo, and then after that it fades into the Paramount logo. It's interesting that the actual content on these two LaserDiscs is actually different itself. Having looked at the one from 1981, now we'll take a look at the disc from 1982. Unlike its predecessor, this one starts, as we can see here, with the LaserVision logo, rot-free. This LaserDisc is rot-free, fortunately. Going from LaserVision logo, then it proceeds to go into the classic Paramount early 80s copyright warning information with the funny kind of 70s, early 80s look going on here with the colors changing from color to color in the background. Then, as we can see, as that ends, then on this LaserDisc it proceeds to go into the movie itself. Guess that pretty much does it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.